right, we hot up in this piece this morning. What's happening, man? Another episode of the Brothers Who Talk podcast debuting right here on Charm City Direct TV. What's going down? So hopefully we can get some folks up in here to interact with us today. We are actually broadcasting on the Brothers Who Talk Facebook page as well, and also on Charm City Direct TV. So first of all, let me shout out my man Ernest Harris. Those who are affectionately known as E Digger, the man you all know and love.
Yes, indeed.
On Charm City Direct TV, man.
Appreciate the opportunity.
I'm telling you, man. So getting into it. How was your week, brother? You know how we always start this thing off. How was your
my week has been pretty good. It's had its ups and downs, but it's really on the upswing. Yeah, it's much better.
That's good.
Yeah, had a little incident happen a couple of days ago.
Well, we don't like those.
We don't like incident. Yeah, going outside to the car and get my Girl Scout cookies.
See,
hold on, what up, Ernest? Eat Digger. Going to get my Girl Scout cookies, and somebody was on my porch.
See,
an unauthorized person
doing too much, y'all. I'm telling you, doing too much.
I should let my dog out. I should just let him chase him. I should just let him out. But I gotta tell him why you mad. We're gonna dig into that when we get to that segment. I'm gonna tell him why you mad. Tell us, and I'm gonna dig into that.
So glad to hear that, brother. Because I'm telling you something. You got two pit bulls, don't you?
Yes, indeed. I should let both of them out. One squawks like a chicken, though. You wouldn't be scared. You'd just be kind of confused. Like, what is chasing me? A chicken? So, how's your week been, brother? How's your week?
My week has been, it's just been good. It's been good.
Awesome.
This whole car salesman thing, man, trying to sell cars and all that good stuff, it can get a little daunting.
Right.
But I've sold a couple. I've sold a car on the first day of the month, so I was good about that. So yeah, it's been a pretty good week. But we have a packed show today. Not really packed, but we have an impactful show.
Yes,
dedicated today, and we're going to talk about how to protect our young queens.
Yes,
not regular queens, but our young queens. We're going to get into that.
Yes.
Welcome to another episode of the Brothers Who Talk. With Terry and AD. This podcast is about men talking about everyday shenanigans, the stuff that makes us mad, to the topics that concern why in the world do these guys have a podcast. Let's get to it.
All right, so we're going to get into our next subject, our next topic.
Whoa, wait, just hold on. Just give us 30 seconds. Okay, maybe a little longer. Quick word from our sponsor. All right, peace out. Welcome back. All right, let's get back into it. Yeah, boy.
Tell me why you mad, son.
Listen, y'all stay tuned for this because tell them why you're mad is on some other stuff. So we're gonna let AD get into it. AD,
Listen,
this week first, tell them why you're mad.
I'm mad. Listen, and this started from the brother. I'm assuming the brother that was on my porch that wasn't supposed to be there. It ran off like a little punk when I came outside.
Of course, that's what he does.
You know, I'm glad he ran because I don't know what would happen. but anyway, my thing is, my people, we need to stop trying to get over. You hear me? Is this mic on? I need to stop trying to get over. We need to stop trying to get over because a lot of times we do things to try to get things the quickest way possible. Now, I'm not saying you go as far as trying to directly rob somebody, but we do things that are just sometimes underhanded, even at work. Oh, they won't know. They're $1 billion company. If I just take this or do this or just do this or do that, it's even the smallest things. We have to get over we have to get out of the get over mentality. You have to get out of the get over mentality because we get so stuck in this way that this is the way of life. The man is holding me down, so I got to do what I got to do. I hate that term. I got to do what I got to do. That means you're willing to sell out your integrity, to sell out your trust, to sell out anything just to get over. And I know, and it's crazy, I know people that have had tremendous opportunities, but because they had that get over mentality, they could never move forward, right? Because if you hold on to your integrity and people you're connected to, companies you're connected to, they see that you'll gain more by holding on to that integrity. So let's get out of that get over mentality. That's from everything. Yeah. Everything.
I like everything?
Everything.
Okay.
You got to get out of that.
So
go ahead.
You guys are going to find out real quick if you watch this broadcast long enough. The AD is the deep one. Okay? I'm a little different, but that's why we met so well because I'm a little different.
What you mad at this week? What you mad at?
I'm gonna tell you who I'm mad at. And I want everybody that's in here. If you are a foodie, a junk food alcoholic, junk food alcoholic like me, I'm mad at KFC right now, bro. I'm gonna tell you, I'm mad at KFC right now. Right. Shout out to Ryan Davis. He did a video the other day that inspired me. But I'm mad at KFC because, first of all, who possessed these dudes to make a chicken sandwich with donuts? Who did that?
Right.
Now, me, I'm struggling. I'm struggling with it. As you can see on the camera here, I'm not small by any means. There's a reason why I'm not small, because I eat stuff, all the time, sugar and carbs and all that jazz. First of all, you did two things. Me being from North Carolina, I love donuts and chicken, separately in most cases, but this time they put it on a sandwich together. KFC, quit it. You trying to kill us. It does look good though, man. I agree with you on that. It does look good. However, we know that all that sugar and all that, in the chicken sandwich, the chicken is good anyway. And you're gonna throw 2 Krispy Kremes on that joker? Come on, man. They are trying to kill us, man. This is a conspiracy.
So what I will tell you, right? So it's still there in Georgia. I'm in Georgia, in Atlanta, the Brookhaven area, to be specific.
Break it down, brother.
There is a spot that sells donuts with meat on it. They do breakfast sandwiches. They do everything with
Really?
Yes. So KFC is not original because this place is exploding. You're gonna die. Yeah, crap. Right. Because this place is exploding. Like, they just expanded. They got the contract in the Atlanta Stadium and Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Yes, here in Atlanta, the new one. Yeah.
Man, listen.
So KFC probably was like, you know what? We are kind of like national already. What if we jump on before these guys do much better? with what we already have. So when I seen that, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, one of those KFC reps went to this restaurant and saw how busy they were. Hey, Sam, thank you.
That's yeah. As you see that profile pic,
that's my boo. Yeah, you see.
Do not get it twisted.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh,
but listen, chicken and donuts.
I know this. I know it's a heart attack. Wait now.
Mandy Candy said, "Get us one and do a video." I think I'm gonna do that. But I'm in Idaho, so I'm not sure if the KFC here sells it. I'm sure I'm gonna go find out though, because I don't know if it's nationwide yet. I know they started out in some different areas of the country, but I'm definitely going to check it out. And if I get one, I'm definitely going to do a video on it and tell you, I got what I got to do first is tuck in my man boobs before I go anywhere, because I gotta get the band and tuck all that in so they won't be thinking I'm fat. Anyways, I'm mad at KFC for doing so much. They're doing too much. Doing too much. I love that background too. It's pretty dope. All right, so yeah, I'm mad at KFC. 80's mad at that dude on his porch. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put this out here just in case anybody who's watching this know that dude that was on his porch. I'm telling you. Pastor Brian McCory hot. He waiting.
Oh yeah.
No, don't do it. Shout out to Pastor Brian as well. Yes, shout out to Sam.
Right.
All right. So.
I was waiting to have it right.
Hey, here's my philosophy on that. We gonna leave here sometime, anyways. That's got on my thing. Hey, Tawana, what's going on? All right, so we're gonna now get into the topic of today, because it's very, very important that we get into it. Okay, because here's the deal. And we need to learn we're gonna find a way to protect our young queens. Okay, and this reason why this topic came about was there was a video that surfaced. I saw it last week on Facebook where there was these young ladies, these babies, they're babies, and they couldn't have been no older than maybe 12. There might have been one that was a little bit older than that, and they were dancing in the street. I think it was like a street party type deal, and it was like maybe 8 or 9 of them, and they were dancing in a line. And these young ladies were just doing these provocative dances in front of a crowd of drunk people, men, and indeed, and they're doing these provocative dances, grinding and on each other, grinding on the chairs, just doing all kind of nasty stuff. And I get it that the dance is a culture now, but these babies ain't got no business out there. Coochie cutters, shorts on, in front of these drunk men, not just regular men who are sober. We're talking about drunk guys. So what happened in the video was that one drunk man tried to break the line to try to get at one of the kids, or get at one of the girls. And another adult, a female adult, I think it was her mother, because you can hear her in the video say, "That's my baby."
Wow.
And tried to stop him and intervene. For me, when I saw that, I was like, it's too late, because these young girls, you can't unring a bell. You feel me? These girls out here throwing it and gyrating and all that. And you got these young men, they're going to look, because, some men are just horny devils. They can't help it. They just with their nature. And then you add alcohol.
Right.
That's a whole different thing. So we have to figure out a way. AD, I'm gonna drop this off on your floor just for a sec. How do we protect, or how do we begin to protect our young queens? Now we both fathers or daughters.
Right.
So how do we do that? How do we start protecting our young queens?
Well, first off, it's about community, right? A lot of times,
I like Mandy.
He said, "My baby can shake her shoulders." That's it. A lot of times, we as first off, we got to stop being spectators. That's our first move. And trust me, I'm not gonna say I'm perfect, because I've unfortunately regretted and watched things like, I should have said something, because we sit around and we've allowed our community to turn into something, and now we're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this is happening, but we've spectated for so long. And granted, sometimes when you step in, you get hit with the rebuke from the mothers, and it has to be said though, because if it's constantly said and explained, like you should stop having your babies do things that is bringing unwanted attention, right? You already know where this is going. So I wrote a few things down just as far as some of the things that we should start doing in our community, right? And with our own kids. So first off, we are not just raising children, but we're raising women, right? So we should begin to speak life. So everything that you speak into your child should be something that's going to catapult them into their destiny and to be who they're supposed to be. So every word that comes out of your mouth should be a seed of growth, right? Even in correction, it's a seed of growth. You should, don't do this because you have, don't crush your legs with a dress on because you don't want to have all your business out there like that so someone can see it. Just simple things. That shirt is kind of tight or kind of short, things like that. Just speaking life. Like, I want you to be successful and I want you to be known for what's inside, not just on the outside. You are a beautiful young lady who's going to become a beautiful woman. I want them to know the whole package, and not just what you have to offer as far as physical, because especially as Black women, most of our Black women are full figured, so they don't need to show because it's going to show automatically. So we don't need to be promoting things that will put their sexuality ahead of their intelligence. So you speak life. You're great at this, And the second thing, as a man, be an example. Men, you should be treating your woman in front of your daughters as though you want other men to treat your daughter.
Well, you better go ahead and preach that. I'm gonna go ahead and drop. Move.
You're so silly. What's up, Lise? Thank you for coming through. So we have to begin to treat our daughters the way, treat our women the way, we want our daughters to be treated. This is a reciprocal effect. So, because the thing is, as much as the daughter may see and may not want to be with a man like an abusive father or a bad father, the thing that happens is this is all I know, right? So unfortunately, that attraction happens because some of the characteristics that I'm drawn to are the same characteristics I've seen in my father. So this is like a comfortable space. So it's crazy how you ever notice the trend, like they get out of one bad relationship and they get into another bad relationship because they continuously mess with the same characteristics. Now, of course, when the abuse starts, they're like, oh my gosh, what happened? He was a nice dude, but there were signs that were there before you really started to connect, but unfortunately, some of those attractive points are connective to those abusive characteristics. All right. And last, let them be girls. Stop trying to create women. Let them be girls. Play with dolls. My daughter still, she is, what is she, like 10 now? Yeah. She's unicorn. She loves unicorns and Barbie, and she still plays, and I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
Absolutely love it.
I love it too.
And I know she's not gonna be a little girl forever. So one day, the hormones kick in and someone's gonna catch her attention, and she's going to become a woman. But let them be girls as long as possible. In this training period, you have an opportunity to put so much into them. And I take my time talking to my daughter about just about everything, and she asked me, and just a real quick caveat, and not a pat on my back, but kind of a pat on my back. She came to me one time, and she watches TVs and different family shows, and she said, Dad, you really are good to mom. And I was like, what? She says, I watch these shows and the way some of these dads talk to their wives is crazy. You don't ever talk to mom like that. And I was like, wow. So it makes a difference. All of it makes a difference. You know, because, and if you have kids, you know, they see things that you don't think they see. You know, you don't think they're paying attention, but they see everything. So we have to speak life, be an example, and let our girls be girls.
Let them be girls.
Let them be girls. Let them be girls. Because we can't, stop letting them grow up so fast. It's like, they're going to get there regardless. Right. Mandy Candy says, yes, my child is a child and dress and act like one. Exactly. Let them be girls. Yeah. Let them be girls. Now, we both have daughters. Mm-hmm. Terry, I know he got a lot to share on that as well.
Yeah, we'll get to that. Yeah.
Actually, you have two, right? 2 daughters?
Yeah, well, 3 if it counts right.
All right, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, I wanted to negate anybody.
Yeah, please don't. They'll watch this and it'll be like, but Dad, you didn't say. Okay, right. Yeah.
No, he's talking about you and. You gotta tell her. No, he's talking about you and the other. We weren't talking about.
Yeah. But yeah, you finish your point?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Cool. So I'm okay. So in the beginning, when we first started, someone said that let me put that comment back up, and they said it starts with the mom. I think it was Mandy that said that, but I want to make sure. Let me find it. There it is. Yeah. So yeah, she said in the beginning it starts with the mom. You know what? I think that it starts. I agree with that to a degree. It does start with the mom, but like AD said, and this is not a dig on men or not trying to bash men, but like AD said, we have to stop being spectators in this. And we're sitting and we're watching and we're allowing things like learn how to control your hormones, y'all. Right. Understand that baby 12.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That ain't nothing that baby can do for you at 12. You feel me? So AD hit a lot of points, a lot of stuff I can just piggyback on and not say nothing. And anybody that know me know I love to talk. And so, but in this particular situation and topic, AD hit every single point that we need to do. Understand, we have to be mindful as mothers and fathers because society has changed the game. It was a situation that happened in my neighborhood just about a month ago. And my neighbor's baby girls was playing in the driveway in the middle of the day in their home. This old man drove by in the truck, threw out a tennis ball and 2 pieces of candy to draw the girls to the truck.
Wow.
So he could snatch them up. Society has changed the game.
Right.
So you have to be on more alert.
Right.
Mothers, like Mandy Candy said, my baby, all she can do is shake her shoulders. Can you imagine that though? But anyways, we have to be more mindful.
Right.
And we have to put restrictions because, you know, my baby all she can do is shake her shoulders. So see now, my issue is Zariah is just turned 9. Just had a birthday. Just turned 9 years old. Happy belated birthday, baby. Love you. And she is mixed. She has these light hazel eyes, curly hair, and I know, and now she's starting to feel herself. Oh, I know I'm pretty. You should see her. She's Mandy said, "Holler shaking," but she's now in the mirror. She goes shopping with her mama. Mama, I can't wear those jeans because they don't show off my hips. She said one time in a conversation. I was like, you ain't got no hips. You go for your chest to your ankles. You ain't got no hips. You understand this? and so I now have to have that conversation with her, right? Because she's now wearing the little training bras and such, and you know she's starting to get to the age where she's starting to develop. And I'm worried because I like oranges, but I don't want to wear it because I surely will, I promise you, and flip-flops. And
right.
I had no problem with doing that. But, you know, I had to be mindful and start to protect our young queens. because sex trafficking is a real thing. Child abduction is a real thing. And it is just it's sexual trade. These young girls, that's why you have to monitor their computer activity, because if you don't, some perv is going to be in a chat room someplace, trying to talk them up. You know, here's the thing. I watched this. There's a guy on Facebook. His name is I can't think of his name right now, but the name of his page is Worldwide Predator Hunters. And what they do is what the cops do. They go in and they seduce these young girls, but they're undercover agents or, you know, the traps trying to get the pedophiles to come out.
Right.
And they had a young guy on there one time, and he was going to meet a young girl, 11, to have sex. Like, why are we not watching our babies more? Why aren't we saying, baby, I love you? Like you said, fathers, we need to step up.
Right.
My daughter should love her father first.
Right.
Take her out on dates.
Right.
Buy her things. Just like me, like last night, me and Soraya baked a cake together.
Nice.
Because I want her to know that I'm here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I want her to, even though I'm not her biological father, she knows that too, but she knows that I am here.
Right.
We have to start stepping up.
Right.
Our babies, if we don't get it at home, guess what? They're gonna look in the street.
Right.
And if they don't hear "you beautiful" at home,
right,
as soon as that person say it out in the street, it's over.
True.
It's over. True. You know, but I think it's a vicious cycle though. If the mother had a rough upbringing, childhood, she was molested. Everybody has issues.
Right.
It could, if we have that kind of issue, it could turn us off to all the signs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I think as fathers, we have got to step up. That's the reason why the Brothers of Legacy are here. So we can go ahead and put that, our collective foot in your butt, right, because we need to be more protective of our children.
Right. And we have to pay attention. For so long we've been just providers,
mm-hmm,
you know, and we give instruction. We yell, right, you know, but we don't teach, you know, right, we don't sit, we don't have conversation, because a lot of times, you know, I can yell and tell her what you need to do, but there is a mindset she has, and if we at least have conversation, you know, one that teaches him how to have conversation with someone else, and you have understanding of where they're at, you know, where their struggle, where the question mark is, you know, why is it that I can't sit on Mr. such and such lap?
Mm-mm.
Why are you always telling me to give them a side hug?
Yeah.
You know, things like that. Just little subtle things that as a girl, you don't, you know, she won't know. Like, you know, why, you know, like the laugh and the hugs. And my daughter wanted to give, I think, the bus driver male some kind of present. I was like, no, baby.
Yeah, no.
No, baby. Like, I love your enthusiasm. I love your giving spirit, but you have to be mindful of other men and other males, you know, and just be careful and be vigilant, you know, and I just teach you to be aware, you know. She asked me, we have conversation. The thing is, the one thing that we as men have lost in our family sometimes is conversation. You know, we don't talk, we don't have conversation, we don't sit down and see where our kids are at, you know, because you'll discover that they know certain things already. And you're like, wow, I didn't know you
It'll
knew
blow
that.
Your mind. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have to have these conversations, because then they're curious about things. And, you know, my wife and I's goal is just make sure our kids are talking to us. You know, like we kind of split up a couple of days ago. I took my son out. My daughter was hanging out with my wife, and I was talking to him, and I just listened. Whatever you're going through, whatever you're dealing with, please come to me. Please talk to me. You know, because sometimes we get so caught up in our lives that we miss out on things. And I don't want to miss these things.
Right.
So it's, as I was watching the David Arnold special, on Netflix. If you've not seen that, it's hilarious. He's on Instagram heavy, and he has one of the best videos out, right? Like probably number 2 or 3 under Will Smith. His videos are fantastic and hilarious. He with his family all the time. And he said, and he said it seriously, and I felt it. He's like, our number one goal is keeping our daughters off the stripper pole. Like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
He said, you don't know where it may be. She talked about when I was 12 years old, you didn't give me the donut that I wanted, so now I'm on a stripper pole because of that. You never know the moment that you might miss, the moment you might not be paying attention.
Yeah.
That she's asking some other guy about information or trying to seek something, and of course he's going to give his skewed facts in order to get what he wants. Right. So we have to be vigilant. We have to be paying attention in every step, every way, talking, like have conversation constantly, over and over and over, constantly. And it's like we're trying to keep our daughters off the stripper pole and our sons off the corner. Like just having these conversations. The parent, Mandy Candy says, the parents have to make the kids feel comfortable. Yeah, and we constantly. So no matter how tough the conversation is, you don't go into yell mode and pointing and this is because they're not gonna come to you. They're not gonna come to you. That was how my family was. I couldn't go to my mom about stuff.
And that was, and you know what? And that was my struggle.
Right.
That was my struggle. My parents did not make it comfortable to come to them. My stepfather, he was always Bible. Anything outside of that is the devil. I don't want, if it ain't got, I ain't touching it. And my mom was so, I'm not gonna say timid because she wasn't, but it was just certain things I just couldn't go to her about. Many things I couldn't go to her about because she didn't know. She's a woman.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying? But my dad I couldn't go to. He was like, yeah. And so I learned all my stuff on the street.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When I first started doing, the thing and all that, I was 15 years old.
Right.
Had no idea of how anything worked.
Right.
And so because of my lack of knowledge, I was a father at 16.
Right.
And so we have to have those conversations, no matter how tight, no matter what it's like. We're so busy being, like I think AD alluded to earlier. That's why I say you dropped so many points. I didn't have to really say anything. I can just pick back off what you said. We're too busy being parents,
right,
and being the disciplinarian and yelling and screaming. But you're not. You have to be okay enough to sit down and listen.
Right.
I had to change my thought process up with Zariah and Javante because Javante is 10, Zariah is 9, and now they're getting to it. They're talking about dating and all that. I'm like, what the? If you don't want to sit down somewhere, they don't know about no dating. Get out of here. One thing I hate, man, it says, is what happens in my house stays in my house. No baby can talk to any family member. No baby can talk to anyone. Okay. And what goes on in my crib is like Vegas. My house is Vegas. When they get here, my house is Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. You understand? So just don't do that. But we have to start protecting them. And then switching gears here, that some of these men are so deeply troubled,
right,
to where they're pedophiles. Now, y'all better be mindful that these pedophiles are fighting legislation that pedophilia will be legal. Just like the LBGT and all that, they're gonna be a part of that community too.
Right.
So y'all better be mindful. So if you got some things going on, and these old men out here seeking these young girls, it's gonna be legal here pretty soon. Everyone said same here. It was hard for me to come to my mom about stuff. I learned the streets. Well, exactly. I learned so much stuff from the streets.
Right.
It wasn't right.
Right.
I mean, but I learned it. And so our babies are so precious. All of our kids are special, but our queens, our young queens, it's so important because a young woman will live for years in the pain of her father.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I will kill you with a smile. Oh Lord, keep this smile. But
And the thing is, with that, to stop the trend of making the same decisions, when the lack of parenting happens when you're young and you realize the mistakes that were made, there has to be a level of forgiveness, to move forward. And then the thing is, and with a lot of women, relationships and guys too, but relationships become the center of who they are. Having a relationship is the center of who you are, right? It's fine because nobody really wants to be alone. Let's keep it real. Most people, it's a small percentage because I'm sure there's people like, I don't ever want nobody. But there's a larger percentage of people want to have some level of relationship. The problem is women make it the center of who they are. So instead of learning to be who they are in a single mindset, learning to just be themselves, right? At the same time, having a space for someone to come in that have the right intentions to push, to connect with and build with is key. So it's kind of like a caveat, right? I got to be able to be who I am by myself. But at the same time, I need to be in a position that if someone wants to step into my life, because the man seeks out the woman, to step into my life and we come together, I don't have such a single-minded mindset that I have that I don't really need him mentality, because that I don't really need him mentality pushes away good guys. Dirt dudes, like, it's all good. I'm glad you don't need me. I'm gonna chill on the couch.
them bad boys get lost. For real.
Right? Yeah. So, you got to have that mentality. Like, if I want somebody in my life, I'm positioned for it, but I'm living out who I am enough to leave the room that if someone steps in, I know how to work as a team and not have that single-minded mentality in a relationship.
Right.
So, but we got to teach our girls not to get so stuck on having a relationship. Relationship is not your goal in life. Right. Getting married to Prince Charming is not your goal in life.
Right.
If that dude steps into your life, wonderful. But you go after what's inside of you, your purpose. And God will send somebody that will collaborate with where you're going. So one, he will push, motivate you, and inspire you, as well as you could be the helpmeet in his life as well.
Right. So, if we do it right, fellas, if we do it right, our daughters are going to marry somebody just like us.
Right.
That's why it is so important that we get our stuff together.
Right.
Because if we're flailing in the wind, guess what? It's hard for us to lead or teach anybody something if you're flailing.
Right.
So it is time for us to get in a better mindset. Stop pissing and flailing in the wind.
Right.
And not learning anything, because our queens need us.
Right.
And if those of you on Charm City, it's the first time probably hearing us, I'm sure. But the people that's on Brothers Who Talk may have heard this. My daughters and I have two girls, grown girls, 26 and 24, and for years did not speak to me, would not touch me, call me, email me, text me, nothing for years. Why? Because I was absent. And even when I was there, it was for a short period of time, and they knew it. They were like, well, I know you're not gonna be around long, so hey, and for years. And don't think that it doesn't affect them years later. It took some time. It took God. It took counseling. It took a whole lot of stuff for us to get back to the place that we are now. Now, we're kind of inseparable, even though they're in North Carolina and I'm here. So men, let's stop flailing and pissing in the wind. Our little girls, our babies need us. Because let me tell you something. And I'm not saying that not one of these girls in this video, father is not in their life. But I can almost guarantee that if a man was invested, his baby would not be out there dancing in the street. My daughter wanted to dance with Abby Lee Dance Company one time. Absolutely not. First of all, you're not wearing leotards because I know. Dad, can I be a cheerleader? No, because their shirts are too short. No, you know what I'm saying. So
right.
It's a lot, but we have to learn how to be more invested.
Sorry, Sherry.
Okay. You have to be more invested.
Yes.
Because our babies need us because they grow. Because if they're broken little girls, guess what happens? They grow up to be broken women.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to do something.
Right.
We have to own up. Like respect the fact that you own to your own part. You got to own up.
Right.
You got to be real about it. I was like that absent dude. I was not. But it was because I started out young because I didn't get the education. So because if you listen long enough, you will hear the vicious cycle here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was absent because I didn't get the education that came from my parents, that came from this, that came from that. So it's a vicious cycle in this.
Right.
So at some point we have to say, okay, enough.
Right.
And enough with the broken wheel already.
Right.
Let's straighten this out.
And the thing is, like you just said, like it's a trend. So you only got a little bit, if any, from your parents. Yeah. And now you have a little more and you're trying to instill it into your daughter. Mm-hmm. So the next generation will be a little better because she's like, my dad said this, this, and this. Yep. And then some of the dark spots she can work on. You know, so it gets better from generation to generation. And, you know, we grow stronger in each generation. Just like the dads nowadays, we're more involved in our kids than our parents. My dad, I love him, you know, rest his soul. But he was like little to none really involved in my schooling. And he didn't really come to awards, you know, like he didn't come to, he came to school maybe once to my high school. And I went from 8th grade all the way to 12th grade. And he may have been there one time. One time. And my mom pretty much the active, you know, there most of the time. But we it's such a different thing. You know, it's just laying the foundation for the next generation, laying the foundation for us to grow and become better as people, you know, because once we get our relationships right, once we get that nucleus of our family straight, our communities get better. Right? Because if most of the families on the block got it together, then we could look out for those that don't have it together. You know, the baby kids, you know, like they can come over the house, you know, and get a piece of the real men that are in the households, you know. So I think, you know, it just takes time, and we just have to, we as guys got to step up. That's it. We and I say we, not you guys. We all need to just step up, be vigilant, pay attention, you know, help where needed, you know. You gotta help. We gotta be there.
I mean, here's the thing. I mean, that we've seen, all of us, most of us in here probably have seen Drumline,
right?
The movie, right? And at the very beginning, when Devin graduated from high school, he goes down to the train station, and he gives his daddy a ticket,
right,
to his graduation after he graduated. So there's a significance in that. And everybody thought it was just a movie, but there's a significance in that. And he went in there, gave his daddy the ticket, and he's like, you know what? I want to acknowledge the fact that you were never there, and I made it without you.
Right.
I don't care how strong a man you think you are.
Couldn't imagine.
You get that. And I had that moment with my daughter, my oldest girl. And she sent me a letter, and she was like, you know what? I don't need you anymore in my life. Don't call me. Don't do that. I don't give a crap how strong of a man you think you are. Get that message. I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna be nothing no more. You're gonna crumble. You're gonna feel your whole life in front of you. Like, wow, really? And you thought you was a man, not being there. You thought you was doing something, not being there. But you get that letter or you get that message. I'm telling you, it would change your whole life. I promise you. So, fellas, step up. And if you're struggling with stepping up, look, find you a group.
Yes.
Brothers, we here. Brothers of Legacy is here.
Yes.
That emblem behind you, he has it behind his background. is our emblem. Search for that on Facebook. Bros, I don't have it on my shirt because I don't do laundry, so that's why I don't have it. But see us. There are groups like that all over the place that are willing to help you. But first of all, we have to, as men, we have to first acknowledge the fact. It's just like if you're an alcoholic and you go to AA, the first thing they're going to say to you, you have to acknowledge the fact that you're an alcoholic. As a man, we have to first acknowledge the fact that we have an issue.
Right.
And we'll walk through hell, fire, and brimstone before we admit the fact that we got an issue. That's a level of stubborn I was on. I know I was.
Yeah, I've been there. You're right.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to first admit the fact that we have an issue.
Yes.
That I'm hurting somewhere. Somebody hurt me. I did this. I was a punk. I lied. I manipulated. I cheated. Whatever. We have to first admit that before the old saying goes, Shakespeare said it best, to thine own self
be true.
So once we get there though, then we can make those strides to get better.
Right.
But if we never reach that point, because we walk around all day trying to be right about something.
Right.
We walk around all day trying to be justify our actions by doing dumb stuff and think, I'm okay with it. Listen, do you want to be right? Or do you want to be happy?
Ooh. Say it again.
Dr. Phil said it back. He had Dr. Phil quote. He said, do you want to be right? Or do you want to be happy? Do you want our babies to grow up and have their crown straight? Or do you want to walk around looking crazy all day? Do you want your baby to be suckered in by some dude that you know don't care nothing for? She know it too, but because you hadn't taught her no better. So get me started. You don't, because you haven't taught her no better.
Right.
She just flows with it.
Right.
Now what?
Right.
She's walking around here catching a beating. There's a video I saw. I'm always trolling, right? There was a video that it was a man, and this couple had just got married, right? And he gave her some cake. She ate it. She tried to give him some cake. I think she played with him or something, to like put it in his mouth and then took it away or whatever, playfully. He turns around, hauls off, and hits her. Now, come on now. You're not going to tell me that was the first time that he hit her.
Right.
We have to be able to instill that in our babies. Look, if he does this is what he's doing. So we have to be first know what's going on. We have to do our research ourselves. If your boyfriend cuts you off from your friends, guess what? He's isolating.
Right. Watch that.
We have to give the tools though. Right. If we don't give the tools,
right,
they're not gonna know.
Right. That's true.
So
that is true.
We have to first come into the knowledge of, and then we can share it.
Yes.
Right. So get on our P's and Q's. But listen, we're gonna get out of here. But I want to thank you guys for coming through and supporting Charm City Direct TV. Shout out to E Digger again. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come through. Everybody came, Mandy, Candy, everybody that interacted with us. Thank you guys for that. Make sure that you share this broadcast out.
Yes, indeed.
Put on your timeline. Yeah. Share, like AD always say, sharing is caring.
Sharing.
So go ahead and go ahead. Share it out. AD, do you have any closing remarks, good sir?
Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We come on. So now that we're rocking with the Charm City Direct TV peoples, E Digger. Yes, so we're gonna be coming on here every Thursday at 11. So make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like wherever you're at. Make sure you hit the follow button and get the info. And we're gonna be putting this on our podcast as well as our YouTube. Definitely check it out. Subscribe. Put a comment. And make sure, listen, we got the Brothers of Legacy that we come on every single morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And whatever
way earlier for me.
Go back.
Yeah.
Go back. Check us out. And we talk about these kind of issues every single day. So definitely rock with us. We appreciate you for rocking with the Brothers Who Talk. We appreciate you. Definitely check out the podcast. Support. And my brothers, if you have any issues, situations, questions going on, don't be afraid to hit us up, me or Terry, in our inbox. This is real for us. This is real. We're not just doing this to do this. We are real men sticking together to create something better. All right? So that is it. That's all I have. And you are rocking with the Brothers Who Talk.
And so I'm going to end it. This only closing that I have. That I just thought about it as I
do you guys remember A Different World?
Remember that show? Okay. So even when Dwayne was trying to get into the fraternity with Ron, and he decided to quit.
Yeah.
He decided to quit. He said, I'm out. There's nothing left to shout about. I'm out. No. That's it. I quit. I'm through with it. So we're going to go ahead and get out of here. You guys have a great rest of your day. We'll see you next week.
Later.
Other Brothers Who Talk.
Boom. I want to thank you for supporting the Brothers Who Talk. So listen, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. 2 things I need you to do. Make sure you comment, tell us how much you love us, and like this page. Oh wait, another third, subscribe. Make sure you're subscribing to the YouTube page. Make sure you're subscribing to our podcast, no matter what platform that you're listening to. So the main thing is, I appreciate you even listening and making it this far. Next, what I need you to do is to hit that link right there. Go to the Brothers Who Talk Now, and be a part of our growth. Support our Patreon page, get some behind the scenes of all our shenanigans, and learn some things. We'll show you how we do our podcast and the equipment we use and how we hook things up. All right? So thank you so much for supporting. Have an awesome day. And again, thank you.
Thank you for watching and listening to the Brothers Who Talk. Brothers Who Talk with Terry and AD. Check us out again next week, where we bring you a steaming helping of common sense, laughs, and advice. We can be found on any podcasting platform, iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. We're also on milehighradio.com, Saturdays at 12 Eastern. See you there.